If you follow people on social media and think their lives are somehow more perfect or amazing than yours, take a walk with me. If you're like me and you have a genuine interest in seeing where people got started in their social media journey, then you've definitely gone down to the very bottom of someone's page that you admire. There's a lot that you can glean from a business standpoint and just a system standpoint from the 4,800 posts and 538 weeks. It was all curated just for you. And of course, once you hit the bottom of the page, you very quickly gain perspective. You see just how few comments they had, and the ones that they did have were often from people that were supporting them. They were close friends. You'll see things like, way to go, good job, great post. And all of that is extremely short lived, especially when you start stacking wins. A win can look like gaining more followers or having a post that goes viral. It can also look like showing up for 30 days, posting each one of those days, and then making sure that your content is better each day. None of this is a problem until you get that DM from the friend that was supporting you. It'll go something like this: hey, what you're doing is really starting to bother me. I'm curious what gives you the right to be making the statements that you're currently making on social media. And you're like, hold up, wait a minute. Last week you were singing my praises. You thought these posts were great. What's going on? Their support is turned into some sort of intervention as they combat secondhand embarrassment for you. In the moment, you doubt yourself a little bit and you feel like you need to defend yourself, so you remind them of your credentials and your education and your history. And you were just fine until that person stepped in to remind you of who you are to them. And for you, this is all super disappointing because in your mind, well, I thought we were friends. What's even more interesting is they made up their mind about you a long time ago. I know who you are. I know what you're capable of. It ain't much in their eyes. And then you start scrolling on social media and you see a business mindset post that reminds you that no one who's doing anything with their lives is ever going to punch down. What does that mean? It means millionaires aren't going to make fun of you for starting a business. Black belt in martial arts isn't going to make fun of a white belt. They're going to teach them. And unless you're going to be a doctor, lawyer, scientist, or in another profession that requires some sort of certification, you don't need permission to share your story with other people. You got to remember that you're best equipped to help the person that you used to be. And who qualifies you for that? You do. And the people who are often most critical don't trust themselves or their discernment. They question every decision they've ever made. They don't know who they are, where they're going, what they're doing, or the why behind why they're doing it. And when they meet someone who does trust themselves, it feels like a threat to their nervous system. Several years ago, I was in the same place. I'm looking at people doing this stuff online and thinking, how are they doing this? They have zero education, zero credentials. They read a couple books, went on a healing and ayahuasca journey in Costa Rica, and now all of a sudden they have 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I was very much locked into wake up, go to the gym, walk the dog, go to work, maybe work a double that day, maybe not, and do the same thing over and over again. It was Groundhog Day. And you suck it up and think to yourself, I can do this till retirement. I have a master's degree. When I do retire, I'll just go teach. Then one day you're listening to that person's podcast and you hear them say, the only difference between me and you is the fact that I believed that I could. So they did. They were consistent, disciplined, showed up every day, and made it happen. But don't get it twisted. These are just regular, everyday people. So take them down off the pedestal you put them on. They only ever provide you with glimpses of their lives. And that doesn't invalidate the quality of the content that they provide to you. They just had the guts to take a risk and to bet on themselves. And for those of you who are telling yourself right now, well, I can't do that, you're right, you can't. But I know that some of you have had it on your heart for a while now that you have something that you want to share. And if that's you, you just have to have a great belief in what you're doing and the why behind why you're doing it. Get curious, learn all the necessary skills, and never compare yourself to anyone else ever again. And if you're still wondering about the people that are going to test you, just let them. They have to live with themselves for the rest of their lives.